Hey everybody, and welcome back to some more casting by me. I'm Baseskip. This is going to be a game from the Dreamhack... What is it? Sorry about this one, guys. This is the Dreamhack Dota 2 Invitational. So this is going to be a replay between the QPAD Red Pandas and Team Liquid. This is game one of a best of 3 set, I believe, and I've just picked this one up because I wanted to see how the new QPAD roster is faring. This tournament is sort of their debut, but before I get underway with that, okay, so first note, if you guys are just here to watch this game, then I'll put some links, some time links in the description as to when the draft begins and when the game actually begins, because I have a couple of announcements and a couple of things that I'm going to talk about just for a few minutes before we get underway. So if you guys don't want to hear that, you don't want to hear the admin, the announcements, things like that, then you can just click through and you'll be able to get straight to where I'm actually talking about the draft and whatnot. But anyway, so what's been happening with me? I've been sort of out of casting for the last couple of weeks. I've been doing something regularly on Sundays, but I've been back to university, so I haven't been able to do as much casting as I would like, which I'm hopefully going to be turning around starting with this. I'm going to be getting back into a fixed schedule of doing replay casts, hopefully finding some other events to cast. I've got some stuff booked in April, so I need to get some practice back in. So that's what's been happening with me. As always, I'd love to hear feedback from you guys, especially now that I've been a little bit more, I've been a little bit out of practice. I sort of want to get back on top of the casting thing and make sure that I'm doing a good job, and I absolutely love it. I haven't been able to play as much as I would like either, nor watch as much Dota as I would like, just because I've been busy with work and university. So we'll see. The quality of my casting may have diminished a little bit, but hopefully it's still enjoyable for you guys. Within the next couple of days, or maybe the next week, I'll probably release a video outlining my schedule, what kind of things I'll be covering, how anyone can submit content that they'd like to see covered on various days, and sort of just locking into a more steady sort of Dota schedule every single week, along with probably some regular streaming times, not casting times, but that will be dependent on how my internet connection is faring. I've still got a couple of adjustments to make as far as that's concerned. So anyway, that's going to cover it for admin, and we're going to get underway with this game between the QPAD Red Pandas and Team Liquid. And I think that should have it unpaused. No, there we go. So now it's unpaused. Okay, so it's going to be Team Liquid against QPAD Red Pandas. I'm Baseskip bringing you guys this game, and I'm very excited to be here excited to be back sort of in the casting seat, though it doesn't really differ from my normal seat. QPAD again have pretty much just solidified their roster. I'm a couple of days behind them, well, you know, playing this match obviously, so I think most people will be familiar with it at this point. But they've rounded things off with Select, who is a StarCraft player who's now moved over to Dota 2, and JRX, who I don't actually know too much about, but we shall see in this game. That's the whole point of watching this replay. There haven't really been any significant balance changes. Recently the 6.77C patch was pushed through into Dota 2, but this game was played before that happened, so everything is still sort of more or less as you would expect. And just waiting on our first ban right now. First pick's going to be in the hand of QPAD, while Team Liquid are going to have the second two. Up to debate at the moment which is more powerful. We're going to see a Batrider ban from the QPAD Red Pandas, and Team Liquid are going to opt to get rid of Wisp. I think it's Mini that is actually quite renowned for his Wisp. Again, I haven't been nearly on top as much. Well, I haven't been nearly on top. God, I don't know how to. The sentence is coming out really badly, but I haven't been on top of the Dota scene as much as I would like of late. So again, if my knowledge is a bit rusty, guys, you're gonna have to bear with me. I'm gonna be getting back into it within the next couple of weeks, and hopefully I'll be able to keep a regular schedule going. 10 seconds remaining. Well, at least until things change with my next semester of university. So at least for this semester, and hopefully at least until exams start bearing down, and I have to crack down a little bit more. But that's personal stuff for me, and you guys aren't here for that. You're here for this game. Coddle, PL, Nyx, all worth considering at the moment for both sides. QPAD might be forced into taking Keeper of the Light if they don't actually ban it, since Team Liquid could leave it in, and then they could open themselves up to try and take Coddle PL, but it's actually going to be a Magnus ban here from QPAD, so they might be able to potentially push Nyx through as well with that ban. Nyx, not necessarily a hard counter to the other team having Coddle PL, but it gives you some really nice tools to deal with Coddle, and a hero that actually starts to form a fairly good offensive tri-lane against the Coddle PL defensive tri-lane, which is actually, you know, very, very strong, and finding heroes that can sort of aggressively trial lane against that is fairly difficult. So you need a very specialized team, is what I'm getting at the moment. But we'll see whether it's going to be Keeper of the Light or Nyx here from Team Liquid. Again, they have to consider that they can get one of them as well. Darkseer is in the pool at the same time, and leaving him through would give them some options as well. So it's just a little bit of mental gymnastics, working your way through, okay, if we ban this, what do they take, what do we take for these first three? So if they ban Nyx, QPAD probably take Darkseer or Coddle, and then they could take, you know, one of them. So Nyx is going to be the ban, QPAD take either Darkseer or Coddle. I think it has to be Keeper of the Light here, unless Team Liquid are going to be able to get their hands on Coddle PL, which, again, isn't necessarily unstoppable, but it's very, very strong, as we have seen time and time again. But it's actually going to be Shadow Demon from QPAD. So maybe we'll see some Shadow Demon Kunkka, something along those lines, a dual lane that can pretty much stomp any mid in existence, though Puck has become a lot more popular of late, and Puck is actually one of the few heroes that deals with that situation fairly well. So Coddle's going to be picked up by Team Liquid. No big surprises. If they're feeling greedy, they could try and go for Darkseer here, but Phantom Lancer could actually be taken by QPAD and run successfully on their side. And we could end up with a game with no Phantom Lancer, which would always be nice to see as well, but we'll have to see from Team Liquid in just a second. Again, normally I'd be spending more of this time talking about recent results and thoughts on teams. Worth noting that Liquid don't have Fluff and Stuff, I believe, at the moment. They've got KZZ, who I think is a stand-in, so we'll see how he does. But yeah, normally I'd be spending more of this time talking about what we just saw last night from a team and whatnot, but I haven't really been able to watch as regularly as I would like, as I said sort of in the intro. So Nature's Prophet's going to be the pickup. He's becoming more popular of late for people who have been following Clairvoyance's sort of rambling posts on Ardita 2 called Break the Metagame. He holds Nature's Prophet in a very high regard, so I guess I'll just throw that one out there. I think it's a very good hero. Fantastic as an offlaner because it's not really an offlaner. It can help to sort of prop up your defensive tri-lane a little bit, prop up your aggressive tri-lane, and just having split push is absurd. Split push is just a really, not a powerful mechanic, but a powerful strategy. And so QPAD are going to go for that Kunkka. They're going to have the Shadow Demon Kunkka duo lane. Somewhere it could even be the beginning of an offensive tri-lane with a Dazzle sort of thrown in there as well. It's something that we have previously seen to try and deal with Coddle PL +1. But with the Clockwork pickup, Clockwork isn't really great in... Clockwork isn't great 1v1. He's great 1v3, great as an offlaner, great at soaking up experience, great at harassing supports, things like that. But he would much prefer to be 3v1 than he would 1v1, especially against a strong solo. And even someone like Nature's Prophet, who isn't necessarily super strong on a flat lane solo situation, poses a real problem for Clockwork. The treants are a pain. For Battery Assault, he can't really do too much with his cogs, and just the nature of Nature's Prophet being ranged and having harassed from the treants means that Prophet's probably going to have a pretty bad time. So Puck, who I gave a very brief mention to a little bit a second ago, is going to be picked up here by Liquid. Since QPAD are going to be running Shadow Demon Kunkka, it's going to be Disruption, Soulcatcher, Torrent. It's a really nice setup. It's a really straightforward kill, I suppose, unless you're against someone like Puck, who has tools to be able to escape. And the thing with the Shadow Demon Kunkka lane, again, I said that it can be run with sort of a Dazzle, though PL is probably not going to make it through here. QPAD are going to ban it out. It can be run with a Dazzle as a tri-lane, and then you heal the illusions right after they spawn, and you get a huge amount of damage from the Shadow Wave. But I think it's more than likely going to be a duo mid here with a Clockwork at the solo off lane, and then sort of a defensive duo lane to round things off for QPAD, and Phantom Lancer is going to be banned out here as Liquid choose to remove Faceless Void. So Liquid right now, they've actually got pretty good late game, pretty good overall late game strategy as well with that split push that I touched on earlier. So they could go for even more split push as far as their carry is concerned. Go for someone like Anti-Mage. He doesn't have a great time against Shadow Demon, obviously, but they're not really going to be laning opposite from one another. So QPAD just targeting a couple of carries right now. If this goes into the ultra late game and QPAD have a traditional carry and a Kunkka, then they're in a pretty good spot. But if QPAD are relying on Kunkka as their only real scaling hero, which they shouldn't necessarily have to unless they go for someone like a Brewmaster on their safe lane. Then Team Liquid, by picking up a late game carry, are in a pretty good position as far as the draft is concerned right now. And QPAD are going to opt to ban out a Nyx and a Gyrocopter. There's no big surprises there. They're really popular carries at the moment, and teams have a lot of experience running them. They both know their strengths, they know their weaknesses, and they just, I guess it's a comfort factor as well. They are both very strong heroes at the moment. And Team Liquid are going to choose to ban out Chen and Enchantress, so removing the greedy option from QPAD, who are actually going to go for Lina, so could still be a tri-lane here between Shadow Demon Kunkka and Lina try and go aggressive. But yeah, they've got options for days at the moment, and again, Shadow Demon Kunkka could be their mid, Clockwork can even be a mid, though it doesn't really fare amazingly against Puck. And Team Liquid at the moment could run Nature's Prophet on mid as well. Probably going to be a jungle / off-lane Prophet as far as things are looking at the moment, though. So Rubik can be picked up by Team Liquid. That's going to finish off their cadre of supports. So all they need right now is that late game, the physical damage dealer, the one spot, whatever you want to call it. That's coming up in just a second. As far as what's left in the pool, what are we looking at the moment? There could be an anti-mage. They could go for even more split push, even more mobility. It'd be nice, though they've got some pretty good setup at the moment with Puck. And some okay damage in teamfights, not necessarily a huge amount of control. But Faceless Void's been banned out, so you can't really bring a big teamfight carry in. I'm not sure what we'll see. I'm going to have to leave it up to Liquid. Off the top of my head, I can't really think of anything. And again, I just haven't been watching enough Dota. Just drawing a mental blank. So QPAD right now, we'll see how their lineup's going to fill out, whether it's going to be a Shadow Demon Kunkka duo mid, whether it's going to be an offensive tri-lane from them potentially. It could even just be a mid hero pickup here as well. They could go for something like Queen of Pain and just run a defensive try with the Clockwork on the off lane. So again, they've got flexibility, Liquid have flexibility. It's a really fun draft to watch, I have to say. There are options both ways. I think QPAD are potentially a little bit more flexible at the moment. And they're actually going to go for a Lone Druid, so this is really, really interesting. They could run the Lone Druid on the safe lane, Clockwork on the off lane, Kunkka on mid, and then sort of have a bit of duo roam going on with the Shadow Demon and the Lina. It's more than likely going to be Sing on the Kunkka, so it's probably going to be on mid. It could be an off lane Lone Druid as well, but that leaves Clockwork in a weird spot. So it's going to be pretty much the 3 solos, and then Shadow Demon and Lina doing whatever they're needed, whatever they need to do. It could be Clockwork mid, Lone Druid on the bottom lane, and then an offensive tri-lane as well. We'll see how this plays out. I'm not sure what the best option for them at the moment is. It's going to depend on what the carry is from Team Liquid. They could even go for something fairly aggressive, fairly pushy, try and go for a Juggernaut pickup, but that doesn't really synergize in too well with their sort of late game split pushy setup that they've got going right now. So we might just see a slightly harder carry. It could even be a Luna, who we haven't seen a lot of late. But it's actually really good at their lineup. They're nothing but 600 range heroes, pretty much. The aura is going to be fantastic, and even the 2 supports really, really benefit from sort of that Lunar aura. And you've got Puck, who's enough set up for an Eclipse. So it is just going to be a Luna here. I guess I cottoned on a little bit slow there, but we got there in the end. So yeah, we're going to be getting underway in just a second, and I am definitely looking forward to seeing how this game plays out. I haven't had the chance to watch any Dota in weeks, aside from Dota that I've been casting, but I just haven't had time to sort of sit there. Well, I've been casting, but I haven't had any time to watch any. What's the most polite way to put this? Any pro level Dota. I've been casting some minor Australian Cups on Sundays, but that's been about it. And I've got a now. Sorry about this, guys. This is not very professional, and I'm gonna have to ignore that as well. But anyway. I'll have to do an announcement at the very end of the video as far as tournaments and whatnot are concerned. But let's get underway with this game. So over on the side of Team Liquid, we've got TC playing the Luna, KZZ, who is the stand-in, is going to be on the Rubik. We've got IX Mike playing the Keeper of the Light. Korok is going to be on the Puck, and that leaves Bulba to play the Nature's Prophet. Over on the side of QPAD, who are rushing into the Dire Jungle right now, we've got Mini playing the Shadow Demon. We've got Select playing Clockwork. JRX is going to be on the Lina with his Fiery Soul set up equipped. Sing Sing is going to be on the Kunkka, and that leaves Wagamama to play the Lone Druid, as we have 143.7 who's apparently spectating or casting this, was spectating or casting this game. We'll reconnect. So I'm just going to zip through this pause. Actually, no, I'll slow it down. I'll zip through it at the end if I need to. I'll make that announcement now. So there are a couple of events that I'm going to be casting over the next couple of weeks. There's the Tide's Wrath 2 Australian Dota Tournament, well, Oceanic Dota Tournament, which is coming up in April. It's going to be a week of group stages and then all the fun stuff, you know, nice tournament format. I can't remember it all off the top of my head, so I'm going to have to apologize to the Down Under Esports League guys there. But anyway, what's there to say? So Tide's Wrath 2 is coming up. The total prize pool is $1,500, which is frankly pretty impressive for a tournament that's being run pretty much just off donations at the moment. They don't have any sponsors or anything like that. So if anyone out there who happens to be listening is interested in, I guess, providing some sponsorship, if you've got some advertising that you could get out, then feel free to contact those guys. They're at downunderesportsleague.com or .com.au at the moment, but if you just Google Down Under Esports League, you'll find that. And also give a shout out to the Oceanic Dota Cup, which has been running on Sundays, and I've been casting that as well. So if you guys are a team in, oh, someone out there has a team in the Oceanic region that would like to play, it's a weekly prize of $50, so it's pretty much a symbolic prize, but you get to play against some pretty good teams, and it's good fun. Just best of one, single elimination. It goes by pretty quick. So by the looks, QPAD, they came up. They've actually got the supports just hiding off to the side right now, sort of looking for this first blood. And Singh, yeah, it looks like he's just heading towards mid. Wagamama making his way down at the moment as well, just scouting at the rune to start things out. We've got just a rune ward and then a ward which may or may not block out this camp. I believe it doesn't. And if they're going to be running this sort of tri-lane with the clockwork, then it's sort of in their best interests to not block out this camp, since they can get more use out of it than the Dire. Interestingly enough, Liquid have actually opted to dodge the tri-lane. They're running their tri-lane down towards bot, which is actually a fantastic decision. Wagamama has nothing on his hero right now. He's got, well, basically nothing. He's just got quite a bit of gold to start things off, but the pressure that's going to be applied down here basically turns him into an off-lane lone druid, and off-lane lone druids do not have a great time, I have to say. And right now, we've got a first point up in the aura, and the two supports are just wailing on the bear, trying to get that resummon out as early as they possibly can. So our mid matchup is going to be Puck against Kunkka. It's kind of similar to Puck versus Quap, though a little bit more of an edge given to the Puck here. You can play some mind games with Torrent and some mind games with the cleave, but yeah, it's not quite to the same degree as when it's against the Queen of Pain. So right now, love the decision making from Liquid. Bulba can just head into the jungle. He doesn't really care about what happens up on top. And the downside for QPAD is that they don't really have the push power to sort of race Liquid at the moment. They've got Aura, they've got a Keeper of the Light, and they can slam into this tower all day, try and get an early tower down, and then from there just do whatever they want, really. Meanwhile, that option isn't really available for QPAD. They can't outpush on this top lane. So they're going to go for a smoke towards mid right now. They chuck down a ward. Nothing's going to be spotted out. This smoke heading towards mid might be able to catch Korok. We'll have to see. He's got 2 orb, and he's already got 1 point up in the phase shift. So it looks like it might be okay. We shall have to see. It's going to come down to timing. Mini initiates. Jarex, can he connect the stun? Nope. Not quite. Unfortunate for QPAD, they just wanted to wait around for that timing. Unfortunately, I can't check the pings for you guys since this is just a replay. But yeah, they're Singh, I think, very confident in setting up a torrent after a disruption, but unfortunately they missed Lightstrike Array and Korok able to get away scot-free. So that's a pretty big loss for them. Supports are both still level 1. I'm gonna haste up on Mini, but he's just being spotted by this rune. Oh, by this ward, sorry, constantly. So he's just gonna throw down a sentry and be able to get rid of it right now. So nice for him. And this ward wouldn't have actually given him enough vision to get rid of that, so this Observer ward is nicely placed for that as well. Bulba's now decided just to head up towards top, since it's going to be a 1v1, and a favorable 1v1 as well for the Nature's Prophet, sort of over the clockwork, though he does need to be wary of support sort of roaming up. He doesn't have any vision of what's going on in this whole stretch of the map, so unless he sees supports on the map, then he's probably going to be at least a little bit cautious. Pole camp was not blocked out by the Dire side. Their 2 Observer wards have already been used. They've still got some sentries up, in fact, so they could just use those. to block out the camp, though for now they're easily able to intercept and just make full use of it anyway. And yeah, now that Bulba sees the supports are bot, pretty much, he's able to go a little bit more aggressive and start getting some better farm. He's pretty low on mana, Select's doing a good job, but he's now blocked himself in with the Treants and the Cogs, so just takes some harassment there. But if he can keep burning Bulba's mana, then he won't have anything if he opts to TP down towards bottom lane. And it's just a straight harassment, sort of farming, pushy build right now, no point up in the Sprout just yet. So it doesn't really feel that he needs to be able to head down towards bot and contribute. I think Liquid have sort of got things clinched there at the moment. As far as our mid lane is concerned, Korok, a little bit ahead of Sing, sort of to be expected with the matchup, and you can just see how aggressively Korok is able to play right now. Sing not even getting any benefit out of his high ground. And JRX now just heads down, well, able to snipe out the 4-minute rune, but it was just supports going for it both ways. So yeah, not a whole lot to report at the moment. Liquid sort of naturally pulling ahead. All of their lane matchup are extremely favorable right now. Clockwork not a good 1v1 solo. The Lone Druid would not want to have supports here, so they're trying to do something again on mid. And Korok's really the only target at the moment. We're going to see how much they can get done. Sing Sing may be in trouble. There's the orb. There's the phase shift, and supports. Another smoke, sort of wasted. Maybe Sing Sing going a little bit, not necessarily going too aggressive there. I think Korok maybe even started off that aggression, but Korok manages to get away scot-free, and it's still only level 1. Well, now level 2 up in the Lena, but still only level 1 up on Mini. But having the Soul Catcher doesn't really matter if they're not able to get the lockdown on the puck. It's a question of getting the chain disable, more than a question of actually having that extra damage. They've got damage in spades. They just don't really have the... Well, they haven't really been able to coordinate so far, and First Blood's going to be drawn on mid by Korok right as he gets Dream Coil. So, none of these lanes are going very well for QPAD at the moment. And sorry about almost missing that First Blood, guys. Again, I'm a little bit rusty, and hopefully getting back into it is as quickly as I possibly can. So, anyway, Bulba heads into the jungle. Has actually opted to pick up some fairly early boots right now. I guess a little bit more evasive again. He's playing quite defensively up on top since they don't really know what the supports are at the moment. Mini is just hiding in the trees. He's got Soul Catcher up, and Soul Catcher's actually really Disruption Soul Catcher's actually really good setup for a Clockwork kill. Just walk in and only cogs the hero and get full damage, but we shall see if that's going to be the case. And yeah, Mini, again, the same strategy, just hiding in the trees right now. Our 6-minute urn has just spawned, but Korok's going to be able to run up and grab that one for himself. So still doing a really good job on mid. Select has actually been farming fantastically, have to say. Bulba's been quite defensive heading into the jungle, and that sort of let him open up the lane a little bit more. But there's sort of some pressure on Select right now to get things done. He's the only one who's had a great start on QPAD right now. Do they connect the chain stun? Not quite. Looks like Korok's going to be absolutely fine. And JRX again heads mid, soaks up a little bit more experience from Sing, and Korok with that regen rune can just top himself off and afford to go a little bit more aggressive. He's even just waiting for the wards right now as well. Got a TP in towards mid by Select. The question is going to be the hookshot, and we shall see. I'll just hover on it right now so we can sort of get an idea if it's going to happen. Korok does have the regen. He's now topped off. And gives himself some rune vision. We'll see where the other ward is designated to go. It's actually going to be flying down towards bot at the moment. So, just wanted the rune vision, I suppose, for the 8-minute rune. If he'd been a little bit more eager, he might have been able to get some vision on the opposing high ground. But right now, doesn't really want to miss out on any farm, and doesn't want to get anywhere near this other side of the river since there are 4 heroes hiding in wait. This gank from Select was fairly well telegraphed. Bulba would have been really easily able to just call, okay, Select's gone. He's level 6, he's got hookshot, he's trying to make something happen, since, again, he's the only one who really had a good start on QPAD. So, yeah, now he's going to make his way down towards bot. They might be able to do something with a tri-lane here. We shall have to see. They're ready to go. They've revealed that he's here. Nice hookshot onto TC to start things off. Going to be able to get the lift out, however. Can they right-click their way through? The Illuminate pop. Well, they pop TC, and but here comes the counter initiation. The coil on Select. In comes Bulba. Death for Lena and JRX. Well, as JRX drops now, Wagamama in trouble. Illuminate looked like it connected, but not quite. And now just trying to run himself out. Oh, almost dies from the bear taking that damage. And Korok wants to finish this one off. Nice disruption, down on 50 HP, now pops the Tranquil Boots. Looks like Mini might die in exchange for this one, however. Yeah, just trying to buy as much time as he can. Goes for a little bit of a juke. And Wagga actually able to get the resummon up on the bear, but needs to be extremely cautious right now. He does have Entangle since he is level 6, well, since he does have level 3 up on the bear, but needs to be quite careful. And yeah, Select just TPs himself down, but that's going to be about it. And Wagga going to be able to heal himself up. But all the while, well, TC's now just switched over to farming up on top. He's got his drum finished up. It's 4 for 1 in favor of Liquid, over 3k experience, and about 3k gold as well. So not looking super promising for the QPAD side at the moment. I believe Sing was farming on mid pretty much that entire time, trying to get some core items, going, but it's not too great to start things off. He has managed to catch up as far as levels are concerned, so back on slightly more even footing with the puck at the moment, which is always great to see, though he is still trailing by a little bit in terms of farm. So right now, what's the game plan for Liquid? This tower has almost been taken down on bot. Would be great if they could take it, but they don't really want to risk it being denied. They're pretty happy to just let TC farm up on top. He's a long way ahead of Wagamama right now, and Korok almost has his Blink Dagger finished up as well. Again, without well, the second carry was sort of picked up by QPAD, but Wagga hasn't had a great start, so it's not immediately obvious who the late game favors at the moment. But unfortunately, the supports are still fairly low leveled. JRX just trying to soak up one more point in that Light Strike array. Could be a point in Fiery Soul as well. I guess that's a whole different discussion, and I guess not 100% relevant to the cast. Light Strike array doesn't get much better. The stun duration stays constant. You get more damage for more mana. Fiery Soul is nice, and I guess we'll see what the decision is going to be here from JRX in just a second. Yeah, it's just going to be more Light Strike array. So no big surprises there. Some people do favor the point in Fiery Soul. And Bulba actually makes his way up towards top wall. He's just chilling out up on top. Trigon's harassing down the tower a little bit. And yeah, Liquid, it was, I think, fantastic decision making from them to run the lanes how they did. Clockwork, a fairly weak solo, couldn't really punish the Nature's Prophet by dodging the tri-lane with their own tri-lane. They forced a movement from QPAD, which wasted precious minutes to start things out. I mean, and QPAD unfortunately didn't manage to connect any ganks on Korok mid either, so the supports didn't really get too much done. Nicely done from Sing, pops the double damage, not quite enough to kill Korok. Sing, does he still want it? There's nothing. If the creep wave timing had been a little bit different, he might have been able to chase through and get some splash going to finish him off, but saw his opportunity, took it, and just wasn't quite enough in the end. And now Korok just waiting, his blink is flying out along with a full bottle, so yeah, just chilling out for the moment, trying to stay out of range. So KCZ almost up to level 6, Korok has a salve and some bottle sips. Well, we'll see if they're going to be able to get too much done. JRX is just hanging out here, but the supports on QPAD just, again, haven't really been able to do too much so far in this game. Their impact has really been nullified just by the laning decisions that Liquid made, and then a little bit of sloppy play on mid, not being able to get that gank off on the puck. Let's have a quick check-in on our warding situation as well, I suppose. So we saw that one placed by Korok. We've had a second ward go down as well, just to make sure, well, there's vision on both runes for Liquid at the moment, and a similar story for QPAD as well. And runes, a pretty big deal both for the Kunkka and for the puck. So Lena camps out the 12-minute rune, and that's going to be an invis. But as far as farm is concerned, well, QPAD are actually stabilizing right now, but JRX is going to be immediately exploded by a sentry ward that's just being chucked down. Yeah, so unfortunately they saw the Lena pick up the invis and were able to just, well, okay, Lena's probably somewhere mid invis, let's just kill her off. And pretty straightforward to do so. And I think Lena even desperation dropped a sentry to try and get rid of the other sentry, potentially, but it didn't really do too much. So I guess even a minor economic advantage there. Wagamama, if he can get a Hand of Midas, that's some pretty good recovery farm back into this game for him, but Korok's now heading down towards bot along with a 4-man squad to try and bring down Waga at the moment. So he's still not having a great game. Just scouting with the bear, doing a really good job. And yeah, just suspects that something is up. There's too many heroes missing for his liking. He is being spotted by this Radiant Ward. So the smoke team is still converging on him right now. Mike running in pretty aggressively as well. And that was spotted by the bear. So I think Wagga suspects that something is up. Keeper of Light would not go this aggressive on a lone druid if there wasn't a little bit of backup ready to go for him. So there's going to be an attempted trade here by QPAD. Liquid are going to be able to get the tier 1 tower down on bot. Last hit on TC as well. And Mike already in position with the rank 3 Illuminate to try and stall this push on mid. Fortunately, the lone druid cares a little bit less about Illuminates than some other pushing lineups, but it's still frustrating. And meanwhile, Bulba's been able to claim a tier 1 on top, so split push doing a great job. TP support comes in. Can they kill off Bulba? He's just going to turn himself around, trying to put out as much damage as he possibly can. Standing in the middle of his tree ants, gets hookshot. I think it might have connected on the tree. Oh, connected on the trees, and gets the kill on Mini. Nicely played by Bulba. I think realizing that if he just booked it, well, hold that thought. There's still action happening on mid, and Wagga actually able to kill off Korok. Badly timed stun there from from the Lina. TC comes in, a little bit of an unfortunate eclipse. Doesn't really get too much done as the creep waves converge. And stuns attempted there from QPAD, but nothing really connecting in the end. So Korok is disconnected. We'll probably see a pause as he gets closer to respawning, but let's finish that thought that sort of started up on top. So Bulba really nicely played. If he'd run for it, then he was gambling on whether or not Selector's going to be able to connect the hookshot. There wasn't a Demonic Purge up on Shadow Demon, so it was all down to the hookshot really if he just legged it. But instead decided to throw down his ultimate, stand in the middle of his tree and sort of micro them around him, avoid the battery assault damage, and from there just right-click Mini to death and got a kill in exchange for his own. So not too bad, and yeah, looks like Korok's going to reconnect fairly easily. Not sure what happened on mid. Cerubic managed to kill Lone Druid, but Wagga got a counter kill in response, so that was pretty much our exchange there. He doesn't have a bear at the moment, so we can't know what he's got up on the bear, but I don't think it's progressed too much since he's still got 1,300 gold up in the bank. It might just be a Maelstrom for him at this point, since it's been a while. The Radiant, I mean, Midas into Radiance would be nice, because the counter split push would be fantastic against the Nature's Prophet, but I'm not sure if it's a feasible option at this point in the game for Wagamama. And as I'm talking, I'm completely missing a kill down on bot. Select able to catch out Mike. Sorry about that one, guys. Just map awareness fails me a little bit at the moment. Normally, I mean, the most important part about keeping your map awareness, okay, hold that thought. Sing is about to die on mid. Nice defensive disruption. Throws the boat as well. Gets the buff. Was that actually KCZ's boat? It was. And looks like, well, Sing Sing's already popped. Liquid still wants some more. They don't have the Eclipse at the moment. Bulba's TP'd himself in. Gets the spread off Select. Stands his ground. Not a mech just yet. Mini goes down. Bulba's still fighting. Able to finish off one. Wagga up on the high ground. 4 already dead. Liquid just continue this streak. And now leading by 7 kills. Leading by about 5k experience. And 7.5k gold. I'm going to turn that into about 10k by taking down this tier 1 tower on mid. So everything's worked out great for Liquid at the moment. All of their lanes did fantastically. They wasted a lot of QPAD's support's time in the early game. Everybody's got really good farm at the moment. As far as net worth is concerned, their 3 primary farmers are on top of the board, and now they're just going to opt to head straight into the Roshan pit. Always going to get manned up and bring some Treants. They're going to be absolutely fine to take this one down. I mean, there's the only thing that could really stop them is a huge hookshot in, and then maybe the boat on top, but I'm not sure if QPAD even have enough follow-up damage with all of that. So Liquid are pretty squishy at the moment, but we've got an ultimate orb up on Luna, and everybody's just getting more and more farmed. They've even got a mech almost finished up on Mike. He's been finding farm somewhere. He's got 1 death, 4 assists, so I guess none too surprising that he's got all of this. And Liquid, meanwhile, I don't know when they've been doing this, but they've been stacking up Ancients at the same time. I'm not sure who's been doing this. There's no Helm of the Dominator or anything like that. I guess just very diligent supports getting that done. And looks like it's just going to be a Maelstrom for Wagga. Realizes that he needs effectiveness. He needs to fight now. If they're going to get back into the game, it's going to be a couple of fortunate fights, let's say. And they can't just afford to sit back and let the Lone Druid farm. And it's sort of the problem with Lone Druid as a hero overall. If he's pressured early on, then he doesn't really farm amazingly. Okay, there's this weird thing with Lone Druid where you don't want to be supporting him because he's one of the best 1v1 heroes in the entire game. If they have a solo off lane, and your lone druid is your solo safe lane, and you can stop them from bringing their supports to that off lane or anything like that, then you're in a great spot, because your supports have complete free reign over the game. They can pull, they can stack, they can roam, they can gank, they can camp runes, they can do whatever they want. But if the opposing team runs a tri-lane, and a capable tri-lane at that, then they can apply pressure to the lone druid. He doesn't really... Oh, nice deny. Nice deny from Korok, but they can apply pressure on the lone druid. He doesn't really farm amazingly in a contested farm situation. And then you're losing time because you're forced to just sit your supports on top of the lone druid early on. And Kork's out of haste, so he's just going straight in and then straight out at the moment. KZZ and Kork maybe deciding better of it. Bulba's got his Lothars up, makes his way down to where Singh is just sitting farming, trying to finish up his Lothars at the moment, but it's going to be still a while yet until that. Looks like we've got a full 5-on-5 engagement coming up, but it's a rank 2 Eclipse. Ready to go! Select is in trouble, lifted up into the air. He's got a hookshot away. He can hookshot back to his teammates as well. Just dies to the Eclipse. Mini drops as well. 3 dead. Singh stands his ground, wants to kill off Korok. Can he get the cleave damage going? Not quite. Mech tops everybody off. Double kill for TC as Wagga tries to run himself away. No more chase disables, but I mean, QPAD lose 4 and they're about to lose another tower as well. So yeah, not looking great. Select, I think a little bit of panic there after getting lifted. Not sure if there was anyone within line of sight for him to try and hook out to, but yeah, just got bursted down immediately by the Eclipse, and just seeing that Eclipse roll into a completely empty jungle with only 1 or 2 heroes standing around was just absolutely brutal. So Bulba goes back to farming. Liquid get a little bit of damage down on the tier 3, and they're in a great spot right now. They're over 10k XP as far as that lead is concerned, and about 12k, 13k in terms of gold. So it's looking great for them at the moment. They've got map control, they've got some aggressive wards down as well. There's not really a whole lot of vision on QPAD's side. And I'm not sure what is that noise? Is that just my music volume up really loud? No, that's game volume. I can only assume that that's in-game music, but house, very strange. Okay, so maybe there's something weird with some of the I can only assume that there is something weird at the moment with some of the calls as far as audio tracks are concerned, because that was really, really strange. I'm gonna turn the game volume up just a little bit more. Is this gank gonna connect? They're actually choosing 2 separate targets. They're gonna go for Mike. They get him down. They use Laguna Blade. Nice hook shot onto TC from Select. They're gonna be able to get 2, but it's just the Aegis for the moment. And Select now trying to run himself away, but Korok trying to cover the path. Dagon in hand. And are they gonna even throw the coil? Yes, they will. Just to be able to pick up that kill. Everybody's gonna TP out. It's a 2-for-1 exchange overall. Well, 1-for-1 plus the Aegis. So not bad for QPAD, going for some aggressive plays. But yeah, that was some weird music. I'm sorry about that one, guys. Not sure what is happening. I guess I'll have to try and check into that. But yeah, that was some incredibly loud, I guess, Dota-related music going on. So Liquid, they're not down in Aegis, but they're about to lose it in a minute anyway, so not a huge loss for them. And TC's now got his Manta Style finished up as well. So their push is just absolutely catastrophic. And they can just use push to say, well, QPAD, you can fight us or you can lose the game. And at this point, QPAD can't really look to fight them that well, so it's sort of a catch-22. And Singh maybe a little bit of trouble. Bulba hunting for him, and he's got his Orchid and the Lothar's backstab up as well. Doesn't get the Lothar's backstab, gets a Sprout off, and Singh just no hope there as TC joins the fight. So Singh's gonna drop as well. Liquid, they've still got a big fat stack of Ancients ready to clear out, so TC's gonna have his BKB finished up in just a second as well, and then they can either just, well, they can wait until Roshan is up, and then they can try and push up onto the high ground. There's still a tier 2 on mid, but that will sort of fall When they have the Aegis, QPAD won't really look to fight into them. So right now, QPAD, game plan for them, maybe try and finish an item here or there if they can. I mean, it'd be nice if Singh could farm up his Lothars, get a little bit more damage out, but for now, they just really need to look to wait and contest that next Rosh. They could try and go for another smoke gank, but they don't really know where anybody is at the moment. They're completely blind aside from creep vision. And I wouldn't be all that surprised to see a gem up on IX Mike at the moment. So they're not going to have any degree of vision at all. There are a couple of places that they could place wards to get a little bit of vision, like this spot all the way back here and things like that. But it's all a little bit iffy, I have to say. And Pulpit gets a kill on Mini. He'll die in exchange, and well, KZZ able to get his hands on Rocket Flare. So actually, Liquid going on the aggressive there. I guess just Bulbo wants kills. Gonna buy back as well right now. As he TPs toward mid, TC gets cut out by the Torrent, but he's still got his BKB ready to go. And looks like they're just gonna push straight in. Select his, Mini, sorry, has respawned as well. So yeah, just gonna be pushing themselves straight in. Wagger considering the TP back right now, but it's a question of whether or not they can actually defend. They throw out the boat, just trying to stall as best they can. Yep, QPAD not gonna commit to this whatsoever. Getting wiped out would mean a guaranteed Rax, and they'd rather have Liquid fight for it by trying to go for the Rosh. And they managed to grab a tier 1 up on top as well. Wagger just hiding in the trees and letting the bear do the work. So a little bit more gold in their hands. Unfortunately, it's still a big swing at the moment, about 20k. The difference, but QPAD, there's still opportunities. There's some long streaks on Liquid up as well. If they can take a nice team fight at the Rosh pit, maybe a five-man cogs into a 5-man boat, they can be in an okay spot after ending all those streaks and getting all that experience. But it's a very what if situation right now. And Kork's gonna haste in a Dagon, so he's just gonna try and kill a support. Yeah, he's gonna be able to kill off Mini fairly soundly right now. Nice dodge on that stun as well. Nice spot for JRX. I think that would have connected if not for the phase shift, but I think Korok would have been absolutely fine. Anyway, barring an entangle within that sort of 1.6 seconds that he was going to be stunned. And KZZ just continues to throw out rocket flares, non-stop, being an absolute pest on Rubik right now. So Liquid, they're about a minute and a half away from Roshan. Looks like they're just going to group up a little bit right now. Bulba applies some pressure towards top, which Singh is going to go up and try and stop. He's got his Lothars finished up, so a little bit of item progression for him right now. But Liquid just looking really, really strong at the moment. Leading by 13. I've got more and more items coming online, and I mean net worth just absolutely colossal right now. Bulba even went back for a Hand of Midas as well after the game started looking so good. He's got an ultimate orb up as well, so we're gonna have Hex coming shortly, and well, not shortly, but Hex coming in a little while, and that's really gonna be trouble for QPAD. And Liquid just stealing the Radiant Ancients as well, just casually, just pushing out that gold lead, pushing out that experience lead. I mean, we've barely got level 6 up on Mini, and now my mouse is... What the fuck? Okay, so that was very strange. So my mouse was fighting me in this region of the screen, but it's not a base skip cast unless there's some very weird shit going on between music and controls, so I apologize about that one, guys. But hopefully it wasn't... Well, I apologize about that. Hopefully I'll be able to figure out what the hell that was. Probably just something getting in on the sensor on my mouse, so... QPAD know what's up, but it's a question of whether or not they can actually stop it, and the answer seems like no. So they're just going to head up towards top, try and see if they can find something, and for some reason it was ticked down once there as well, as far as the angle is concerned. So if anything was looking weird there, that's why. Bulba comes up. They kind of need to get this disruption, or the Orchid just... No, it's just going to straight kill him. Bulba, is he actually in trouble? Gets purged. Good damage from Singh. Summons some Treants, but that's about it. So it's... Well, Bulba goes a little bit greedy, trying to go for the Lina. Maybe suspected that something was up. He's on the mat for 60 seconds, so... Stalls Liquid's push a little bit, but they've still got the Aegis in hand, and I don't think they're going to be too concerned about waiting around for that respawn. And Select now with his mech finished, so there are items online for QPAD right now, but again, it's still not looking great. They've got okay defensive team fight, not fantastic, and Liquid just have really good initiation with Korok at the moment, so it's going to be tough for QPAD to hold, but they're still not down to racks just yet, so the game is still far from over. And we've got an armlet picked up on Waga. Worth noting that the Spirit Bear doesn't get any of the strength because it's not a hero, but it doesn't suffer from the degen either, so it's a little bit worse, I think, than the Maelstrom, but it's comparable. It's a very similar sort of cost to efficiency. Maelstrom and Armlet are widely considered the two most damage per cost efficient items in the game that are actually, you know, an item, not a GG branch or something like that. So being able to get both of them, not bad. Obviously the caveat for the Armlet is that it gives you more damage, a lot of damage if you're a strength hero, but not quite so much. Obviously if you are another flavor of hero, or if you are a Spirit Bear, so. But still quite good, and just gives Wagamama stuff for cheap, which is sort of what he needs at the moment. Easy build up and whatnot. QPAD go for a really sort of obvious bait up on top with Select farming a little bit. Everybody's gonna have to head back to. Everybody's gonna have to head back right now. Disruption was only up on the Luna illusions, trying to stall them a little bit. And they get a couple of bounces out. KZZ actually getting melted there, but he's got an Urn Charge ready to go. And we're going to have pretty much a full 5-on-5 fight breakout in a second. They could wait for a little bit, have Bulba TP out, apply some pressure to mid or top, and then have IX Mike bring him in, or just TP back himself. They'll have to see. And Bulba just being a little bit of a nuisance as he sprouts IX Mike, and then tries to summon some treants, but just a little bit too late there. So cheeky plays result in missed out treants. Nice disruption, but Korok's going to initiate. Nice Dream Coil on 2. Hookshot, however, connect. Will he drop? No. Phase shift, and now the orb away, staying on very, very low life. TC still walking through the cogs. Bounce him into range for the Eclipse. TC does get entangled, but pops the Manta style almost immediately. 2 dead. Sing's going to throw a buyback. The tier 3 already dead. 1 more entangled. TC dropping low. He's still got the Aegis, doing some pretty good damage. And they managed to finish off the bear as well. Now straight onto the Rex. QPAD just not able to reform, and Korok jumps in. Able to pop mini. Phase shifts, the X marks the spot. So Liquid, they're going to be able to get at least 1 Rex here. The question of whether or not they can keep it rolling is whether or not the mech is going to be off cooldown soon, and X Mike's going to have that fairly soon. And they take this opportunity to get some base wards down as well. They invested quite a bit. Oh, but they're going to be able to get Select. Now Silence pops his Ghost Scepter, still alive. TC slid away there. He's still got the Aegis, so Liquid would love to have a full push up. They don't know that they just caught Bulba. And they're going to drag him out. No, Torrent. Nicely done. And they even throw the boat as well, sort of suspecting what was going on there. So, another kill on Bulba. He is not very happy at the moment. He is 50% of his team's deaths right now. And the majority of those were in exchange for a kill, but yeah. He's down, but they managed to save Luna. I guess throwing his body in the way of the hookshot was a noble sacrifice. So, QPAD Smoke, try and take this opportunity to get something done. IX Mike sort of knows that they know where he is, and he's probably going to die here. They haven't actually seen him yet, so Select's like, guys, he's over here, but he's really fast. Can we kill him? Stun doesn't connect, slide away. Looks like he's going to be fine. Now the cavalry is arriving. KZZ sort of in position, and Korok up here as well with the Scythe of Ice. He's still got Orb, he's still got a Blink. A risky TP out from Select in sort of no man's land. I still think maybe could have just used the hookshot on one of his teammates and got away scot-free, but TP wasn't punished in the end, so he's going to be absolutely fine. But just, I mean, people have been saying, well, Select, you know, he's still got a lot to learn as far as Dota 2 is concerned, but looking very promising so far, I have to say. Again, mechanical skill, definitely not too bad. I missed a couple of last hits up on top when he was being bait, but that's such a minor nitpicky point that I feel like I shouldn't even really bring it up, but I guess now I have. So anyway, Liquid, they've still got Aegis. They've still got the Aegis up for about a minute, so they're going to push up straight up onto the high ground fairly aggressively. TC wants to try and burn this pretty quickly. He's got Butterfly as well with a 9-second BKB. He's not too concerned about throwing his life away. The big concern is whether or not QPAD can actually kill him fast enough that he's going to be able to use the Aegis. I think that's more of the problem. Oh, but they get a lift down onto the low ground on Select. Looks like he's going to be absolutely fine, though. Nice little play. And this ward paying for itself right now. I mean, he's suspecting that something is up, going to be able to get rid of that one right this second, but Liquid already just wailing away on the tower. They are going to lose that Aegis in just a second. It looks like TC might play defensively until then. Yeah, he's probably not going to die before that one expires, so might just be a little bit more defensive from this point forward. But they can keep slow rolling this push sort of forever. They've already got one lane of racks pushing in, and as soon as they suspect that somebody is heading across, they can just sort of deal with it. Korok needs to get here with the gems so they can get rid of this observer ward, and Mini's going to spot it. So a bit of weird communication there from Liquid. They had a gem. Had they brought two ranged heroes across, they might have been able to fight uphill mischance to get rid of that sentry and force Mini to drop a second one. And if anyone had gotten too close, then they could have lifted them back over the cliff, or force-staffed them closer and then lifted them over the cliff as well. There was a force-staff up on KZZ. So it would have been risky for a support to try and de-ward this observer had there been two here, because they would have been able to see one of them, force-staff, telekinesis, throw down. But Korok sort of wasn't in position with a gem to complete the secondary objective, which would just be killing the sentry ward. But yeah, that's a complete ramble, and I guess some a very hypothetical situation as far as sliding people into telekinesis so that you can kill them. They get a disruption off, but it's just on some illusions, so illusions to illusions on mid. And Singh has mini crit finished up as well, so I guess items upon items for him. Their QPAD is sort of getting there, but it's just bracers on supports and just sort of forced to mill around in their base at the moment. As Liquid goes straight back to farming, push out the experience lead a little bit more, so it's about 22k I want to say at the moment, with almost a 30k gold difference. So they can just wait until the next Roshan is up. Frankly, it's no big concern of theirs. They're very content with their lead. It's 15 kills, and QPAD aren't going to be getting that much stronger. They do have items coming up soon. There's going to be either an MKB or a Basher up on Wagamama, and there's going to be, obviously a Daedalus on Sing Sing fairly soon, but they're not items that are going to really change the outcome of the game too much. It's really going to come down to maybe a sloppy team fight from Liquid or being caught out. Unfortunately, I think QPAD have used the majority of their smoke. Right now, there's no smokes up, and there's no smokes in the shop. There's still, yeah. It's a really safe period of time for Liquid. They can't know that QPAD don't have any smokes, but right now, there's just not a whole lot that QPAD can do to try and leave their base and get much done. And unfortunately, they don't really have great two-man gank squads at this point either. Oh, they've still got one smoke. Okay, so there maybe was a smoke up on the courier, or I missed it when I brought up the tab, but I'll see if they're going to be able to get something done with 3. Korok actually blows his blink. He might be in trouble, throws out the Hex. Is he going to be hit by the Torrent? Yes, he will. Nice stun. Korok drops. They get the gem. And they kill it. Oh, no, they pick it up. So Mini has that right now. And TP's back as quickly as he possibly can. KCZ. Oh, JRX, you didn't cover your Laguna Blade, my friend. There is no way that KZZ could have known that he didn't cover it. But that is just... that's sort of sloppy play. Korok tried to open the damage distribution, and I guess that was crashing the client at one point. So he's going to reconnect fairly soon. But anyway, just, yeah, not covering your Laguna Blade against a Rubik is a little bit questionable. JRX maybe just not thinking. But yeah, really shouldn't be giving away Laguna to Rubik. I mean, it's only a level 1 Laguna, but with the changes to Laguna Blade, it's now a 450 damage nuke after reduction. So you start to look at Mini, who has exactly Rubik's health, and you start to say, well, he's got, his life expectancy is halved with that Laguna Blade stolen already. And I mean, even Select with the Ghost Scepter needs to be pretty cautious about that. So Liquid just staking their claim to the Roshan pit right now. Looks like QPAD feeling a little bit more confident, gonna go and try and at least interrupt this one a little bit. We'll have to see. I mean, there's still really good warding down from Liquid. Shouldn't really be able to catch them unawares. They brought the gem with them so they can get some de-warding done and try and establish, by them I mean QPAD, they can try and establish a little bit more map control right now, but unfortunately bottom lane is pushing straight in. They could sacrifice a tier 4 to try and fight at Grosh, but looks like they're just going to let it go. and rely on having to take a defensive team fight. So we've got another Aegis up on TC. We've got 6 minutes of continuous split push, or continuous push slash split push. Bulba has his Hex finished up. There's been a Hex on Korok for a little bit. He's got Cheese as well. It's just not really looking great for QPAD at the moment. And yeah, just have to sort of get back and hold on to their hats and just get ready to try and defend. Bulba's going to TP in as well. Just get ready to go. So, Torrent stalls, Sing comes in, gets the chop, but gets immediately Hex. They've got Chain Hex 4 days, but no, looks like Korok, maybe a Maelstrom bounce cancelled his blink there, or something like that. Otherwise he might have just blinked and initiated. And Bulba's going to get slid away. Nice plays from both teams at the moment. And Bulba just threatening the ult. Looks like he's going to hold it until the team fight. So QPAD hold for 1 round. Sing backs off. Refreshes the arsenal. And the push is going to continue at least until TC loses that Aegis. And Mini walks a little bit too far forward. Immediately gets popped along with JRX. The initiation goes back the other way. Mike gets slid out of the way of the boat. Bulba may be in a little bit of trouble. Select still putting out some good damage. Bulba now out of range, and in comes TC. Waga a little bit unlucky. No, the bear does manage to soak up a couple. Still on the run out. TC dominating, triple kill for Korok. The gem finally picked up off the deck. Sing survives, but the 2 supports getting caught to initiate that fight, and Liquid going to be able to turn this into 2 racks, I believe. No buybacks on the Radiant side. Fortification's going to pop, and it might just be Liquid going for end right now. So a valiant effort from QPAD, but I think that's going to be about it. I think this might be their debut game as far as the Dota 2 Pro scene is concerned, though I'm not sure. So I guess don't quote me on that one. But yeah, it's going to be a second Raxing in just a sec. TC still has his Aegis up. Bulba on the receiving end of even more hate. Lena could go and Laguna Blade him right now, but looks like he's going to die regardless. 2 illusions and 2 tower damage. And Sing's boat, optimistic, but not really going to connect on anything as Korok jumps back in. Laguna Blade thrown. Nice hook shot from Select. And Sing's still alive right now with a defensive disruption from Mini. But KZZ with the stolen cogs manages to grab him, and Select looks like he's going to drop as well. So it's all for naught, and the GG well played is going to be called. So thanks everyone for tuning in for this Dreamhack match. This was the first game of a best of 3, I believe, between the QPAD Red Pandas and Team Liquid. I've been Baseskip bringing you guys this game. Again, I'm a little bit out of practice right now, so this is sort of getting back on my feet with daily, well, more or less daily replay casts. It's probably going to be 5 times a week, more accurately. But yeah, if you guys have any feedback for me, leave me a comment or send me an email at baseskipdota@gmail.com. I'd love to hear from you guys. Again, stay tuned. There's Tide's Wrath 2 and the Oceanic Dota Cup. Well, Oceanic Dota Cup every week, and Tide's Wrath 2 coming up in April. So expect more live streams from me once I sort of get my internet stuff sorted out. But thanks for tuning in. Hope you enjoyed the cast, and yeah, hope to see you in future.